welcome to the Lazy Acres Natural Markets Kitchen in Encinitas, California. I'm Chef Isabel Barrel, and today, well, Chef, I'm going to be making wontons. So we're going to make these pan-sauteed wonton and some fresh spring rolls. But before we start everything, I know we're having a little technical problem with our spotty Wi-Fi, so we won't be able to read the comments today. So just FYI right here, so sorry about that. We're working on all these elements here to have an easy flow, but hopefully maybe you can write a comment. I'll be able to respond a little bit later. You can come back, okay? So whoever is joining us today, thanks for coming and joining us. I'm really excited about this. This is a really easy recipe. I know you're gonna need your parents for the little one, but it's just a good one to be chopping. You know how everything is made, okay? And Anthony, do you have something to say for me? Anthony's in the background helping me out. We're just trying to figure this out right now.
Yeah, so I'm able to read the comments, and I can see that Yenny says hi from Camarillo.
Hi, Yenny from Camarillo. I'm really happy you're joining us. So I guess Anthony can read some of our comment right now. So if it starts to be like a little fuzzy or freezing, please let us know. We can work with that, okay? So what did you say, Anthony?
Don't forget the ingredients already been posted.
Yes, so the ingredient, if you go all the way back up in the comment section, so scroll all the way back up, you have all the ingredient list, so you can be cooking along and following the recipe, okay? So just a good FYI, all the videos, you'll have, just scroll all the way back and you'll have the ingredients. So let's review ingredients together. Before we do anything, hope everybody washed their hands. We have a clean countertop and all our ingredients ready, okay? So let's review them. We have these little wonton wrap. Those are very affordable, they're very versatile, and this is a good way to use them. So it's these little wrapper that you buy that's a couple bucks, so it's really easy. Then we have our protein of choice. Today I'm just gonna use some cooked shrimp. So you go in the seafood department at Lazy Acres, we have some great guys and women right there working for us that can help you out. These are cooked, so you can use them uncooked. You can use some other protein, maybe ground chicken, ground pork, or tofu, or anything. So you want to add to this. Then our seasoning, our flavor profile. We have water chestnut. So it's a little can in the Asian department, like the Asian style department that we have. And then you can chop those that add that crunch to our wonton. Fresh ginger or powdered ginger, scallions. We have garlic powder. I'm going to put a little pinch of allspice just to add another layer of flavor. You can add clove too, but that's just I like to use this in my Asian style recipe. A little bit of liquid amino, cocoa amino, so instead you can use soy sauce or anything you have available, okay? And I'm going to fry them in just a small amount of coconut oil, so that also brings another layer of flavor to our wonton, okay? So here we go right here. We're gonna start a recipe with this, and then we can do a spring roll in a minute. All right, so you see I have another cutting board here. I'm gonna grab just the bowl right here so we can mix everything together. And when I say I started with my shrimp, about the cooked one. So just having the cook like the tofu, or maybe like stir fry like some leftover chicken or anything like that, it's just a safer way if you're working with children. You don't want them to handle like cross-contamination, have like some raw meat or raw seafood and working with their hand, okay? Because sometimes they just like scratch their face, put their finger in their mouth, and it's just a little easier way. So I have my cooked shrimp right here. You can use this right here. I'm gonna use my little board right here, and I'm just gonna roughly chop this, okay? So if you have a chicken, you can let them hand shred it, and then I'm gonna put that in my bowl, like this. Okay, just like roughly chop our protein of choice. And again, you can use tofu, you can use some leftover little tidbits of ground beef or anything like that. We're just gonna add these flavor, whatever plan you have at the house, then we can add a flavor to this. So this one, I just used 5 shrimp. It's really easy. And then we add our chestnut. The chestnut's gonna add like this crunchy flavor and to our wonton. All right, so you see I'm just like roughly chopping it. Put it in my bowl. I'm gonna put that in the sink, rinse, give my knife a wash. But remember, everything was pre-cooked already. All right, and you see, clean up, easy. And again, if you're cooking alone, I want to see your picture. So please tag us on Instagram. It's right down below. I love to see what you guys are doing. That's the best part and reward for me. I'm testing all these recipes and then making these class for you guys. I would love to see what you're doing. So you see if you're an intermediate with a knife at your house, like if you practicing, put it together. Don't use the tip of the knife, use the back of the knife, bring it back together, and you see how I'm mincing. So slide them again. And this I use maybe like 3 chestnut. This goes a long way, okay? We don't want big chunk. So I'm sliding this using my knife as my carrier and sliding this like this, okay? Then scallions, and that's gonna add a little bit of color. So I don't want to really use the white part because I want the specks of green that's gonna appear when you take a bite. So you see I slide it, slice it in the middle, and I'm gonna slice this in these tiny pieces. And that's gonna make a pretty color. And I guess if you have any question, you can, right? Anthony, can they ask question?
Well, so far, Madeline from Green Valley, Arizona says hi.
Hi, how are you? Hope you can, are you cooking today or just like watching, maybe cooking another time? I'm gonna show you guys a trick, okay? So when you have ginger right here, you can take the back of the spoon and kind of scrape the skin. So you see, is this camera on, Anthony? So you see right here, I'm just scraping and peeling. It's just an easy way to peel ginger, okay? I'm gonna do it on top of the garbage pan so I'm just gonna scrape the bottom because I'm gonna grate it. But I just don't wanna grate the skin on this one.
So Chef, Lori and Sue also say hi.
Hi guys, hi Lori, hi Sue. I wanna know what you guys have an idea what you're gonna put in these as protein or ingredients. So you see right here. Ginger, scallion, shrimp, and chestnut. So I just grated this really quick, and I'm gonna add our other ingredients. So I have some garlic. I'm gonna add, let's say, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic right here. Garlic powder is just not as pungent, it's easier to digest. So 1/4 of a teaspoon, and then I'm gonna add, let's say, a tablespoon of liquid amino. Right here, like that. And then I'm gonna add just a pinch of allspice. So just gonna add a layer that be what's in there that's so special. And I promise you it won't taste like Christmas pudding. So I'm gonna put this and give it a little stir. And if your ingredients are a little too wet, so if you see like, what I use for my protein and it's just a little too wet, the trick is you can add a couple pinch of cornstarch or tapioca starch.
So Chef, Tia, sorry to cut you off. So Tia says hi from Santa Barbara.
Hi Tia. Tia is one of our good followers that comes to a lot of our classes. So it's really nice to see everybody coming back.
And then also Danny was saying that she's considering adding some chicken for the protein.
Yes. So you can add chicken. So you see mine is pretty dry. So any protein you're adding, if you add a little bit too much vegetable, it's going to get a little wet. What I added today is not super wet, but add a couple pinch of cornstarch, and then that's going to make like this, like, not like whatever water and high, like it's just going to make it thicker, so it won't make it runny.
I have a question. What about adding like ground beef? Can you do like ground beef as well?
Yeah, you can do ground beef. You can do pre-cook, or be careful if you adding raw. It's totally fine to just cook it on like lower.
What kind of seasoning do you prefer putting?
I do the same thing because I love the allspice or the cloves and the ginger together. We have a little bit of soy sauce in there too. So those are good. So I'm gonna put like 2 tablespoons of coconut oil in here. I'm gonna get my water ready because you need a tiny bit of water on standby. And I'm gonna show you what you're gonna do.
So, sorry, chef. So,
worries.
Madeline says that she's watching right now, but tomorrow she's making the barbecue chicken with the peaches with a friend, and she says that she also loves all the different chefs and loves watching you.
Oh, good. I'm glad because I think everybody's bringing like a different recipe to the table. So it's just like refreshing to have everybody bring like we have vegan food, we have a kids food, a kids recipe. We have a little bit of everything. So I'm glad that you're enjoying everybody.
Yeah,
and
Tia
you're
says
taking
the
all
same.
different recipe.
Yeah, Tia says the same. She loves them all, and she's happy that she can catch it live.
That's good. Well,
And-
it's always nice to see you, Tia, like coming back and saying hello. All right, so you see I have like all these little square. So do we have this camera right here, Anthony? So we have our little square. What I'm gonna do is just add a little bit, and this goes a long way. I'm telling you, don't overfill those because it's just they're just gonna burst. They're gonna be hard to pull together. Remember, we have a ginger. We have all these nice ingredients. I have my coconut oil, and I don't want it too high, so I'm gonna put it on medium low because it's okay if it takes time to cook.
Oh, and Chef, Taylor says hi from Santa Barbara. And currently, right now, she's doing the. Are you doing the spring rolls or the wontons right
I'm
now?
doing the wontons right now.
Okay. Yeah,
so
so
what I'm gonna do right here, I have my little square, put a little bit of filling. I'm gonna put a teeny bit of water on two of the corner, okay, like this. Like this. So I like to do a bunch at the same time. You know which one I like to do these? I do those with lamb for some of my client. And I really like the flavor of the lamb with the scallion and ginger and a little bit of clove. All right here. So I'm gonna bring it down, bring the top like this, and pinch it and kind of remove the air, right? Like this. And be sure that all my fillings stay inside. So you see I have these little wonton right here. I'm gonna bring one up to the camera right here. And again, I like to pinch them like this, right? Can you see really good right here on the camera?
That's
Anthony?
perfect.
Perfect, thank you. And then I'm just pinching around and put it to the side. So I'm telling you, the filling goes a long way. So don't go put like 2 pounds of protein with vegetable because you're gonna be on this all night. And this is very affordable. It's really nice. If the protein is cooked, the kids really like to do these kind of. And you actually can do those and put it in broth. So it would be like more like a wonton soup. But I wanted to show you the pan fry version because it doesn't need to be deep fried, which I don't really do that. It's just like a nice, and I just love the flavor that the coconut oil brings. All right.
Can you cook it with other oil, or do you just prefer
Yeah, you
coconut
can
oil?
cook it with other oil.
How's like
can do-
sunflower oil?
You can do that, or peanut oil. I would do more like a peanut oil or coconut oil. Just like it just bring a little bit more flavor, like this. And you can even add like a dash of sesame oil to this. You see this one first. All right, so I have this. I'll make a couple more. But I'm gonna put some. See, you start to sizzle.
Now that the one that bursted,
It's
do you
fine.
recommend putting it like face down in the pan? That way it cooks, or it doesn't really matter?
No, they'll all cook. So
Okay.
you'll see. I'll be flipping them. Get some tongs. This is a good one because you don't want to put your hand in there or splatter. So this part, I don't want the little ones to be around this because you don't want to have like working with hot oil with the little one around. But to do all the rest and do this part, this is great. Good motor skills, fine motor skills to do these. And they're easy because you're not using anything raw to it. They can add the flavor they like. They like chicken, just make them chicken and beef. So I'm gonna do those really quick so we can get going with our spring rolls. I'm just gonna add these. And remember, if you're using too many vegetables, it seems too wet, just add a couple big pinch of cornstarch. So it's just gonna make kind of a sauce and thickens everything. Okay? So again, corner right here. Fold it to the side, pinch up, bring it down. It's just time consuming, but it's okay. It's just a fun thing to do. Like this, bring it, I like pinching the top first and bring it down. All right, I can see the color is changing. You don't need to put it super high. It's better for it to like take some time until you get the color desired, like a golden brown, then having it in like burning right away. You don't want that. Because we're still working with oil and it cooks really, really fast. All right, couple last one right here. And then I'm gonna move along to a spring roll, which spring roll is one of my kids' favorite one. We bring those to the beach. It's good for school. It's good to just have like, you make them in the morning and grab and go. They can be tricky, they need a little practice depending on what kind of wrap you're using, the brown rice or the white rice one. But we have some nice brown white one. Okay, so I'm just gonna put those on standby. Wipe my station, right here. There's nothing that's raw in here, so we good to go. Then we're gonna review our ingredients for our second recipe. All right, let me move this aside right here. All right, so now for second recipe, this is fresh. This is like the cooked version, and then we're gonna have a fresh version. So we have the, you know, these rice wrappers. They're very brittle. They're very, be gentle with those, because if this one is kind of broken in the middle, it's gonna be hard to dip and hopefully not break. This one I'm gonna put some tofu. This one is a teriyaki baked tofu. It's like a firm. I have mint and basil, mango, spinach, carrot, scallion, and you can use any lettuce you want. You have spinach, you have arugula, and then black sesame and some sauce. So peanut sauce or chili sauce, whatever you want to. Yes, Anthony?
Question, chef, from Lori. She's asking, is the spring roll similar to lumpia?
No. Yeah, it's kind of the same. No, it's just not the same wrapper. So the lumpia would be using the other, where did I put this? You can use this one, but this one is more like a rice brittle. So you'll see, I'll show you how to do it. This more like more like a Thai fresh spring roll. So it's like as you can kind of see through it, the vegetables, and you can add whatever you want. So it's just a kind of finicky to work with at first. All right, so I'm gonna spin those right here. All right, just turn low, just turn this on. So I'm just gonna turn those. I don't know if you can see on the camera, Anthony. Yeah, perfect. All right, so I've got my knife ready. I'm gonna move this to the side. I got a little plate ready here with a paper towel, so I can put those. And you wanna have salt on standby, because the minute they're hot, it's like when you do French fry, you wanna sprinkle salt right away. All right, spring roll. We'll do a couple. So let's cut the vegetable first. So this is, everything's been pre-washed. I like to do these little Persian cucumbers. So I'm gonna do, see, I'm cutting these like that. I'm gonna make these kind of baton cut right here. By assembling, when you want to assemble any recipe, it's nice to have everything on standby and ready to go before you start anything. So I have all these on standby ready to go. I like to do with carrots. It's just easier than buying shredded one. I like to do ribbons. I peel, cut both and then I'm gonna make with one of those potato peelers these ribbons of carrots. And you guys, I have my carrot ribbon right here. You can have, I like to use the green part of my scallion. And then I'm gonna pluck my herbs already. So they're nice and ready to go. Like this. That. Move the stem. You don't want this stem. And then I like to add green beans to this because it fits perfectly in one of those. They may be a little bit too long actually. So let me cut those into, there you go. And then for the mango, I'm gonna peel this first layer, and I'm kind of doing the same trick that I did with the carrots on this one. All right, like this, it's flying everywhere. All right, so I have this, and I'm just gonna make these mango ribbon. then I'll be able to just put in my spring roll. Look at this. All right, and let me see on these. Like that. Let me wipe this really quick. I hit the button, it got a little higher. So we have that ready. I have my spinach. Let's cut our stick with our tofu. And this one is a firm one. And we're gonna cut some like that. There you go. And then I'll cut them like this. So we have, they're not too chunky. Because these wraps are not, you know, they're big, but they're not that big. All right. So, warm water. Get these. And you're gonna dunk, be very gentle. So you kind of, if you go to a Thai restaurant, you can just, they have like these flat water and you can just dunk them until they get pliable. So that's the word I was searching for. So you get like, don't wait until they get way too mushy and they start like falling apart, right? So we just want to find like pliable, because they're still gonna hydrate once you come out of it, because there's still a layer of water on it. All right, so it takes like about, I don't know, like 30 seconds. So you see, I think it's good. It's gonna get.
Is there like a certain feel to them that way it's
they
easier?
start getting pliable. Like I can see like they're getting more supple, because the minute you put them down, they're still gonna hydrate, okay? So I like to put something like a big leaf, but what you can do, you can put mint like this, so it's really pretty from the outside, and then add, and it needs to be one layer, okay? Don't start spreading everywhere, it's not going to work that way. So you see I'm putting like more of a one layer thing going on here. I'm gonna put my tofu like this. And then let's put some mango, that's gonna add some sweetness to our, and then we have some cucumber. Like this, just a couple. Like that. All right, like what I like to do is fold the top right here, like you would fold a burrito, but just more delicate, okay? Okay, like this, to the side. I'm just showing you guys on slow motion. What I like to do, I'm like, stretch this up, put it around. Did I add spinach? I added spinach, right? Yeah. And then I'm just gonna roll. And then we get these beautiful spring roll, right? And then you can see through the mint leaf right here, all right? So if you don't want them to stick, you can, you have like little spray, just like, because they will stick to your plate. So because I'm gonna cut them in the bit. All right, so let's make another one, okay? Again, like this, and I'm gonna remove this right here, and I'm gonna put them on paper towel, like right here. And change these, and put those. And remember, we're gonna put a teeny bit of salt. I like using melted salt, so it has a crunch to it. All right, keep doing this about 30 seconds, right? Once it's get pliable, you can, and use warm water, just help a little bit more. All right, so that looks pretty pliable. So you see, like when you can kind of make a wave, but it doesn't get too sticky. And I know the white the white rice one gets hydrated a little faster. So you see, like this. And again, we'll put some basil, like this, some herbs, some green beans, the green part. I like to use the green part with the scallion because it's not as like crunchy. Because we already have like some crunchy things in there. The mango strips, we did the mango ribbon. And cucumbers. All right, again, the side, I'm gonna bring the sides in like a burrito, like this, fold it in. hold it in right here. Slow motion, tuck, kind of. So, and again, you can tuck it in again. Be sure. And then we're just gonna roll. And then we got another spring roll. So let me move all this. And I'm gonna cut one for you guys so you guys can kind of see in the middle what it looks like. So we have all these pretty assembly thing. And then I'm gonna cut it. Look at this. Now I'm gonna show you in the front. You guys can see how pretty. So the more color you use, bell peppers and things like that, and it's a little easier if you use the peeler, so it makes like these ribbon. It's just a technique that is just easier because if you have by the shredded carrots, it kind of tends to kind of poke through. So if you're using one single layer and do it that way, it just doesn't fall apart as much, okay? And then we have our, these right here, been fried. I'm gonna cut one of those in half so you'll see what I was talking about with these like specks and look right here, and then there's salt at the top. They smell like gingery and shrimp and a little pinch of allspice. So, and let them drain a little bit so the paper towel can absorb a little bit of the oil that we use, okay? Then we cut some scallion right here. All right, so we're gonna use some of this and just add your favorite dipping sauce. All right? So let me show you what we did today. Look at that. So I have like a really pretty plate. It doesn't take that long to make. You can add any ingredient you want. Kids can help. It's just a good way to use like vegetable and involve them in the kitchen. Hopefully you had a good time today. Maybe you guys can join us for tomorrow. I'm gonna do trying to make these recipe for the kids. I'm making a sesame noodle class, and then we're making sushi tomorrow. So if you haven't made sushi yet, you want to do a sushi 101, join us tomorrow. First class at 3:30 and the other one's at 6 o'clock. What we did today, we did the wonton, we did spring rolls. Thanks again for coming. Chef Isabel Barrow, live from the Lazy Acres Natural Markets Kitchen in Encinitas, California. Thanks for joining us. Have a good day.